Go. Dogs in the house. I'm just going to go ahead and mute everyone now, and then if you want to unmute yourself, you're welcome to, okay? So tonight, thanks for joining in, Kenzie King, as you guys know. We're going to be talking about compliance because it's become a big issue lately, and I just don't want to have anyone be getting in any kind of trouble regarding compliance issues. So we're going to have this quick little training, give you some pointers as to what you can and cannot do for compliance. The main thing to remember with compliance is we've got Planet Marketing and we've got IntelliTravel. And when we do an ad, it cannot say things that pertain to both. So you have to do an ad that says, work from home and earn an income booking travel. You cannot say, earn an income from home booking travel and building a team. And Marianne, correct me if I'm wrong on these things, okay? Because I know you were at that class too. So we have to keep the two businesses completely separate. And you can't say, were you going to say something, Marianne?
No, I just unmuted myself.
Okay. Yeah, so you can't, and we can't say things like get paid to travel, because we do not get paid to travel. We get a commission to travel, but it's not the same as getting paid to travel. We cannot lead with things such as benefits like fam trips, things like we are not allowed to talk about tax advantages because we are not tax consultants. If you are a tax consultant, that's cool, but you got to keep them separate, okay? Let's see. Now, if you are, basically, we can't bribe people to join up with benefits, okay? We have to lead with the business opportunity versus the benefits. So hopefully that'll kind of make sense thinking of it that way. You know, you can't say sign up and get everything as a tax write-off and go on these amazing fam trips. We're not allowed to say anything about that. Now, if you're going to be posting an ad with any kind of logos, whether or not you get it from IntelliTravel or Planet Marketing, I would recommend just cutting out all the logos, because then there's no compliance issues whatsoever. Amy posted this really great ad the other day, and it was a flyer that Planet Marketing had created, but because she had talked about booking travel within her ad, it was non-compliant because the logo was on there, and also she hadn't had the ad approved through compliance. So if you do get some kind of flyer or something through the back office of IntelliTravel or Planet Marketing, just crop out the logos. Then you won't have to get it submitted or anything like that, okay? The reason why they're really breaking, really getting hard on the compliance issues is because if one of us did something really ridiculous and, upset some of the vendors, if that happened and kept happening, the vendors could pull out their partnership with IntelliTravel, and we don't want to jeopardize anything like that with our suppliers just by making mistakes through compliance. Now, Marianne had showed me the compliance video link that's in your Planet Marketing back office, and I encourage all of you to go watch that. It's an hour and 23 minutes long. There's also a 7-minute compliance video in your IntelliTravel back office, and just to protect yourselves, I would highly recommend that you go see those. So if you have, let's say you do this business and what's some other ones out there? You're in healthcare or, health products. You can't say, hey, I work from home as a travel agent and I sell beauty products or health products or whatever. You've got to keep every business separate, okay, for compliance. Now, when you call IntelliTravel or when you talk to anyone in the travel side, such as Carnival Cruise Line, any other travel suppliers, do not talk about gold builder, bronze builder, director. Like, those ranks mean nothing to them, and that's non-compliant to talk to them about those type of things. And on the same hand, if you're calling IntelliTravel or talking about marketing, you don't talk about the travel aspect. It's just keep those business separate. And it's going to be a little bit tricky because we'll have to, watch each other's ads, because we need to help each other out, because what may seem very harmless may not be in compliance. So let's watch out for each other, and we don't want anyone getting in trouble, okay? So let's see, if there are any updates regarding compliance, it's going to be on the Facebook page called Official IntelliTravel Agent Departure Lounge. And you should all be part of that. It kind of it's always been there, but we were using Team Trips and Travel Talk kind of in place of that. So now that's the one you can go to for anything you would have done on the Team Tips page. And it is the official IntelliTravel Facebook page. So feel free to go on there, and you can do a search for compliance and learn a lot more about that as well if you have any questions. Now, when you present yourself to people, you are considered an independent travel agent. That is your title with the travel side, okay? But of course, that's not what you are with Planet Marketing. You're going to be a Planet Marketing rep. So you want to keep those separate too. We do not own a travel site. You own a travel agency, which has a website. So those are two different things. If you ever are using logos on anything, remember you've got to get them approved, and you have to use the official logos. So IntelliTravel has a whole bunch of logos in their back office. You're welcome to use those when and where you want, given that you're getting it approved first. And you have to use those logos in their entirety. You can't be altering them in any way, any fashion, any form, other than the size. Oops.
If you do post in the a travel ad, if you go to post one, because you get the emails from the vendors, just make sure it is straight from the vendor. No creating your own vendor ad. They want them to be vendor specific, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're posting a Disney ad, make sure it came from Disney themselves in your back window of Disney, things like that.
Perfect, yes. So if you're going to be doing a Disney ad, don't create your own. Don't go grab a Disney logo or a picture of Mickey Mouse or something like that. Disney has a team who specifically, that's all they do is search social media for things like this. And I mean, imagine their legal team. We could never compete with Disney's legal team. So be careful, really careful with Disney. In fact, I never ever post anything about Disney for that reason. I don't want to accidentally make a mistake that I didn't know was one and have the repercussions from that. Now, if you're going to be creating your own email or a social media site or a new web address, it cannot include the name of IntelliTravel or Planet Marketing in those descriptions. So it can't be Kenzie King, with IntelliTravel@gmail.com. It can't be something like that. You've got to not use that name at all. Now, of course, our IntelliTravel websites do say IntelliTravel, but that's because it came directly from them and it's acceptable, but you can't create your own with that name, okay? Now, I'm going to share my screen because Amy Bowes, if you weren't on the training last night, she talked about some things regarding compliance, and so I want to bring those up. It might take me just 1 second to find it. Just a second. Might not be able to grab it. I'm going to pause the recording just a second. It won't let me get it unless I pause it. Just 1 second.